everyone, and welcome to Simply Made Homestead. I'm Marion, and today we are going to add some more broccoli and spinach starts to the garden. You can see lots of little holes out here, and my initial plan was to do the concession planting, you know, so like plant a little bit, wait a couple weeks or whatever, and then plant more into the other beds. But I had a little illness, a little injury, kind of put me behind. So out here, some of them didn't get the care or what they needed, and they didn't make it. That's why we've got the holes. And I also had a little bunny that liked to come have his midnight snack in the garden. So with no big deal, we still got stuff growing. It looks amazing. We're so excited about it. But I've got this little spinach right here. Oh, look at the roots coming out of that thing. And we've got broccoli. And so I'm gonna get it out here in the garden today and take you along with me. Now, I do want to tell you, you're probably gonna hear some little baby goats in the background just carrying on, wanting a bottle, because the weaning process has started. And those are our boys, and this morning was their first morning without a bottle, so this is probably not the best time to do a video out here close to them, but you know, we do what we can do when we can do it. Let's get started on this broccoli. Now, I do want to tell you one thing. We do have some pretty big news. We had, now as a homesteader, or even anybody out there that's trying to raise animals and grow a garden, I know there's probably tons of us who have come across this problem. We are on 1 acre, and on our acre we have a lot of animals, and our chickens have grown to more than what we need on this acre. I'll admit that. But the chickens, we have a neighbor who just loved to watch all of our animals, to sit in her little front yard and to watch all of our animals, and that was just a little joy for her. Until one of the goats went in heat and started crying out all day long for 3 days. And anyway, it disturbed her dogs. It made her dogs bark, and that disturbed her. So since that really upset me, because on day 2 she was literally out in the pasture between our houses, and she was bent over screaming at me and telling me how stupid I am, and just I could not get over how she acted and how she behaved. So anyway, telling me how there was something wrong with my goat and how I was just stupid, and just, I mean, it was quite the scene. So we've been debating, because we would love to have more land. We wanted to have more land when we bought this house, and we've only been in this house for a little over 2 years. So anyway, we were debating. We were kind of thinking, should this be, you know, should we sell? We really liked where we are, location, close to the kids and that sort of thing. And when that happened, it was like it was a sign. We need to go. It's time to go. So we started looking. Well, for those of you who don't know, we're in Central Florida, and this is 2021 so in hopes that this video will live on for those to come. And it's Florida. Like everybody in God's creation, it seems like it's moving to Florida or Texas. And thanks to COVID and everything else. But so we started looking. And we've had, I mean, houses were selling before you could even get to go see them. They were gone, you know. So anyway, we found a super good realtor, and we have been looking. And I mean a super good realtor. She is absolutely amazing. And so any of you are in this area and interested, let me know, and I will reference her to you. And but anyway, so she started helping us, because when we buy our home, we are going to have to sell our home and buy our home, we have to do it all at one time. We don't have the money to just buy another home, you know. Plus, the price of everything has gone up tremendously. But we found a house. We were hoping for 10 acres. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's not going to happen. But we did find a house. It's a very nice house. It's a small house, and it's on 4.5 acres, which will certainly give us more land to do what we want to do. Now, it is still zoned the same as where we are now. So be sure and check your zoning, guys. Know what you're getting into. But it's still the same as the zoning that we have here. But, you know, I don't know. I kind of get carried away with things, so I'm thinking that maybe the 4.5 acres will kind of keep me under control, so I don't get too many animals and too much to take care of. So that's what we've got going on. And right now I'm telling you all of this because today we put an offer in on this house. We haven't been accepted yet, but we should be hearing back today. We put it in like a week ago, and the lady has been sick, and we were afraid they were just, you know, looking for more offers or something, but she really has been sick, and I hate to think that way. I try very hard not to think that way, but you know, we do live in the world that we live in, and I don't know this lady, but apparently she has really been sick. There have been multiple offers, and so I'm waiting to hear. I've got my phone in my back pocket, and it's vibrating at me right now, so let's see who this is. Nope, it was another spam. Don't you love those? They are so fun. And it doesn't matter how many of them you block, they still find a way to get to you. So we're waiting to hear. So I don't know, maybe she'll call while I'm out here with you guys. Wouldn't that be fun? And we can find out if we have a home to go to. Now, we did decide to wait to put our house up for sale. We had it up, our signs in the yard. They hadn't actually been listed online yet, but we had it, the signs in the yard, and we're just kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do. And then we decided to take it down and wait until we know of somewhere to go, because like I said, the homes are selling like in 2-3 days, a week, no problem. They're gone. So we can't be homeless. If it was just myself and my husband, we could easily go stay in the RV, stick our stuff in storage somewhere, and that would not be a problem with all of our animals. So it is quite the juggling act to do what we are trying to do. And that's where a super good realtor really is coming in handy. Now, back to what I'm doing here. I'm filling this in around here. I'm only planting them about 8 inches apart. 12 might be a little bit better. But you know what? Today, that's what I'm going with. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get all of this broccoli planted. Oh my goodness. He is so upset with me. Both of them, but one of them, he's a screamer. We've got 2 girls that are, I think it's almost 8 months. V just turned 8 at the end of last month, and the boys, they just turned 7 weeks. And out of the girls, V, she is my screamer, and then out of the boys, oh yeah, this is gonna definitely, I'm gonna definitely wish I'd planted these further apart. I think I might pull one up and thin it. Nah, we'll go with it. We'll see what happens. So, but out of these, the boy, Tippy, he's my screamer. He's the loud one. Okay. Back to the incident over there. You know, you just don't know how your neighbors are going to react. You know, I watch other YouTube channels, and some people are like, oh, we've got the best neighbors, and I'm just like, I feel so thankful for them. And then you have other people who, they're just being tormented by their neighbors. one guy I watched yesterday, he was like, he's like, why don't they just mind their business? You know what? That's a very good question. And that's why I told the lady around here, I was like, why don't you just mind your own business? Apparently she didn't like that because she really freaked out. But that's okay. God has other plans for us. And that was just his way of making it known. Because all of our wondering what we should do, that told us real quick that is exactly what we should do. And I got to tell you, I've been praying and praying and praying about what we are doing, the decisions that we're making, and whether they're the right decisions. Are we going to the right place? Is this where God wants us to be? And you know what? Anytime, like even this house, it's kind of a busy county road. It is a busy county road. And I didn't feel real warm and fuzzy about it. But it is a gorgeous piece of property. There are fields out behind it. I mean, just as far as you can see, open fields with rolling hills. Yes, we have rolling hills in Florida. A lot of people, I have people in my life that find that funny, and that's okay because they're beautiful. And they have the live oaks. It's beautiful. It really is. And there's a paint that lives out there, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful piece of property. Is it the perfect piece of property that we would have dreamt of, that, would have made all our dreams come true? No, it's not. But we're still close to our family with our grandkids, which is, I mean, the real joy in our life is, besides serving God, is our grandchildren. And so we just feel very, very blessed for God to have led us to this property that we're trying to get. And we'll see. All right, guys. So you can see I am just literally going through the garden here. And these are all, now I do have some beans here, some dragon tongue. Yeah, these were doing good. And that little bunny, I came out here and they were just chopped off all over the place. So that little rascal, he definitely got into my beans. Now a lot of my stuff, I really do feel like I have planted it probably too close together. Now, you know what? And I'm not upset. Now that I'm talking about the bunny, I'm glad I planted these broccolis close together, because he may very well come out here and munch again tonight. So who knows? So this way, if he does, I can, have something left. All right, so let's keep moving, and I'm going to get the rest of this broccoli planted, and then we're going to move on over to the spinach and try to ignore those babies. Now, this little clip of the video is for all of you out there who have watched our tomatoes, have been watching our videos on the tomatoes. Look at that red one. They are finally turning. I am so excited. I cannot hardly wait. I have picked 2 red ones so far, and they are just gorgeous. Now you can see here, I mean, they're so heavy. They're just like, they're growing. It's just going nuts, guys. Absolutely nuts. Look at here. Here's some green ones that we are still waiting on, but look at that. They are just beautiful. Now, those of you who have been watching the tomato videos, since I have picked a couple of tomatoes off the rows there, I have weighed them. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, well, I have 3 rows, and I have been running a little bit of a test as far as like trimming the bottom branches, should or shouldn't I trim the suckers, or pick the suckers, however you pull yours. And so anyway, so on the first row, I have pulled all the suckers. I haven't let any suckers grow. And then on the second row, I started out kind of here and there. And then on the third row, I just let the suckers go. Now, so what I'm going to do is when I pick any of the tomatoes, I'm going to weigh them. I'm going to weigh whatever comes off what row, and we're going to see which row produced the most tomatoes. So, because I got to tell you, I enjoyed not having to worry about suckers all the time. So I am pulling for the suckers and hoping that that's where we're going to get the most production. But we'll see. Now you can see I just pulled a row down. You can see down here the dirt, it kind of gotten washed away a little bit. There's our drip tape. So you can see it right there. So I'm going to plant this spinach right on top of the drip tape. That is a broccoli. And that is a broccoli. Those are still kind of little. I'm going to leave them out here, kind of see if some of those, we might need them to do a little patchwork. You just never know. But see, and the dirt on this is I should have gotten out here sooner. I kept thinking, maybe we can hold out and plant them at our new house. But spinach grows fast. It grows fast and you can harvest it fast. So I'm like, I need to get that out there. So we're going to get this on out here because I really want a lot of spinach. I love spinach. We love it fresh. I love it cooked. I don't eat it cooked as a side, but I love it in all kind of stuff, you know? I mean, it's just absolutely delicious. And oh my goodness, to make a souffle, there's a cheddar and spinach souffle that I make. It's a Anna Garten recipe, or you may know her as Barefoot Contessa. It's her recipe, but it is absolutely delicious. One day we will make that recipe together. Like I said, it is her recipe, but I can show you. I mean, there's a little bit of a technique to it. So to be able to get a nice, beautiful, fluffy souffle, but it's not hard. It's just understanding those techniques, and we'll make one. It's so good. I think I'm going to have to do that today. We might have to for dinner tonight because it's sounding pretty good to me. I don't know if I have any. I try to pick up until I can get some where I can put up in the freezer. I try to pick up a couple of blocks of it at the grocery store, but sometimes here lately it's been kind of hard to find at the grocery store. So I really would love a bunch of it. See, these are coming along. These you could actually pick, these leaves here, which we're going to have a salad later today because we have our arugula is going nuts. I'm actually going to make some arugula pesto, and so we are going to have a salad as well. We've got some leftover chicken and noodles. I'm thinking a little salad on the side. We can throw a little spinach leaves in there because you pluck these and it just helps promote more growth on the rest of the plant. See guys, I am not a neat and tidy gardener. And I used to literally come out here with a ruler and okay, it's got to be this far apart and blah blah blah. Well, you know what, that's 8 inches. Half of that is 4. So half that and that, this is 8, this is 8, that's 16. So from this to this to that would be, from this pinky to that pinky would be 12. This is how I roll, and it is so much better. It's so much less stressful, and you know, you just go with it. See what works. This is supposed to be a relaxing, and it is, if you really just try to come out here and just enjoy the dirt, play in the dirt, watch the plants grow. We have been so blessed, guys, with all of this where we can grow our own food and, you know, just get out there and get dirty. All right, I got a few more spinach plants inside that was in another tray, and so I'm gonna go get those and finish up, and we'll get to watering. Well, when I went back in to get some more plant starts, you can hear the babies. As soon as they hear my voice, they start yelling. But so when I went back in, I thought, you know, I want to plant some radishes. We don't have any radishes out here. I haven't planted carrots because we're hoping to move. And but radishes, I had one. It's white on the outside and red on the inside. I really wanted to plant that one, but it said it takes 55 days. We may not have 55. So we've got these here. They're the cherry bell radish. Days to maturity, it's 22, which will be perfect. So I've planted all the spinach that I have so far. I've only got about a half a row, not even quite that. So that's a little disturbing, but that's okay. I can start some more seeds. And I just want to I was trying to find exactly where my drip tape is so the radishes can get plenty of moisture. So I'm just going to kind of loosen up my soil there and kind of push it back a little bit to give me a little something to sprinkle over the top. See, all this is kind of pressed down from it being watered and everything. I just want to loosen it up. There we go. So now I've got one tiny little spinach right there, so I don't want to disturb that one. We're going to leave it. And depending on looking at how many seeds I have here, I'll probably come over here to the other side and plant a few more. So I'm just going to kind of plant them around a little bit because I would like them to get, you know, nice and big, get full size. I'm just going to hand sprinkle them there. And we've definitely got enough to do the other side. All right, so I'm gonna take this outer layer and I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle it across the top. It doesn't need a lot of dirt. Just sprinkle, sprinkle. They don't need to be deep, just a shallow little sprinkling over the top, but I do want them, they need to be in the dark. That's how seeds germinate. They don't need light, they need the darkness. So I'm gonna put it across and then I'm just gonna give it a light patting because it also needs that connection to the soil. The seed needs three things. It needs connection to the soil, it needs moist soil to soften the shell so it can burst out and to germinate, and it needs darkness. It does not need light to germinate. All right, so now we're going to move over here and do it one more time. All right, I'm just loosening up the dirt here, finding where my drip tape is. If you guys have not planted things on drip tape, this fall was our first time and I highly recommend it. It is such a huge blessing. It really is. You just know, your plants are getting all the water they need all the way down to the roots, and you can control it better. And you're not getting all the water on top of the plants, on the leaves and things, that causes, you know, bacteria and disease and stuff like that, which, you know, we can't do anything about the rain, but this is our way of helping to keep our plants healthy. All right, everything's nice and loosened up. I got another little, I did plant this whole row with spinach. We just had a few little scragglers. All right, so I'm just sprinkling. And you'll see, now you know with the plants, the spinach, I planted it right on top of the drip tape. Well, that's because the roots, it's one plant, and you've got the roots and they'll just kind of spread out right there. And with the drip tape, it does, doesn't just water right there. You leave it on long enough where it really spreads out all throughout the soil. So all of these radishes, even over on the sides that isn't right on top of the drip tape, they will germinate, they will grow. Now, because this bed already has plants growing in it, and they won't need as much water as these radish seeds will, because we do need to keep them nice and moist so that they can germinate. So on this section, I will come out here with a water hose twice a day and give them a little spritz, give them a little soaking, not soaking, but you know, get them good and moist to keep them nice and moist so they can sprout, so they can germinate. And then once they germinate, if you do want to pull some, whoops, see, I just uncovered some seeds. I'm going to put that back down there, okay. Just a gentle pat, nothing strenuous. But once they start coming up, if you do want to like pull them up here and there and yonder to, you know, two are like right up against each other, you can do that. Or you can leave them and just have two little radishes. They'll just be smaller. They'll still grow, but they'll just be smaller. All right, guys, so now I've got to go get the water hose and get all these beautiful little things planted. Now I would actually turn the drip tape on. With the radishes, I'd still use the water hose, but with the other plants, the spinach and the broccoli, I would turn the drip tape on, but I just watered yesterday. So I'm going to get the water hose and just give everything a little drink and get it going. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. We love it when you join us. And if you enjoy this video, give us a big old thumbs up. It really helps our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please be sure and leave them in the comment section below. All right, guys, so what are we gonna do? We are gonna get dirty in the garden. Now, whether your garden is under a grow light inside your house and you're growing microgreens or radishes or whatever it is, whatever you're able to do at this time of year in your area and wherever you're living, please do so. Get out there, test it, just have fun and enjoy it. You'll be really surprised with what you can do and what you can come up with. So until next time, take care and God bless.